Hi, this is Vera. We are here at the ThoNAMM 2026 and we are here at the booth together with Chris for Nuvo. Chris, how is the name going so far?
Oh, it's a great show so far. We're really excited to be here and showing some Nuvo product. Thanks for stopping by, Vera. I appreciate it.
Great. Do you want to show us just a bit of the Nuvo collection?
I'd be happy to do that, yes. So we have a number of Nuvo products on display. We kind of start out with this one here. This is the Recorder Plus, right? So this is a really easy instrument to adopt for classroom music programs that are using recorders already. It has an advantage of these special silicone keys, right, that make it a little easier to cover the holes. Still a very easy instrument to clean, and of course there's tons of curriculum and books out there that you can use with Recorder. So very nice and easy to deploy. Also an adjustable thumb rest. So this instrument's adaptable and a little easier to access for children who may have certain disabilities and things as well. So a really nice kind of step up from a traditional recorder. Does that make sense?
That's very interesting. And is it also for adults who are studying the recorder or just for kids?
Oh, it definitely could be. It's a great place to start. It's a good instrument to kind of get used to the fingerings and the notes and all of those things. And then you could step up there to a wooden recorder or something like that.
In Europe, we have a lot of wooden recorders. So could you say something about the differences between the Nuvo recorder and the normal wooden recorders?
Yeah, that's interesting. We don't use as many wooden recorders in the U.S. There's definitely an audience for that and people who play them. But, again, some of the advantages are just the ease of which you can clean the instrument, right? And again, the ease of learning the fingerings and things because of those silicone keys. So it's a little bit different than that, but I think it's a good place to start, whether it's an adult or a student.
I'm also teaching, and some of my students drops the recorder very often.
Indeed, yes.
How is it with the Nuvo if it drops?
Very durable instrument. Yeah, that's a great point. It's a lot less susceptible to damage than a wood instrument would be,
That's great. Okay, perfect. So you have the next instrument in your hand.
This is the toot, right? And the toot is interesting in that we are now taking the fingerings that we've learned from recorder curriculum, right? But applying it to more of the concept of playing a flute or a piccolo. It lets you kind of adapt into there. There is a specific piece on the mouthpiece here that, again, lets you blow it similar to how you would blow a recorder, but now you're holding it sideways, you're getting used to that position. But then you can switch that out, and there's more of a normal flute lip plate as well, so that you can play it more like a flute and learn that sort of tone production. But again, now still using that recorder fingering that you're using, but you're progressing into some of the other traditional band or orchestra wind instruments.
That's smart. So that's a mixture between the flute and the recorder, we can say.
Exactly right, yes. And here, all of these instruments, one of the things that they do for us, we have so many school band programs here in the U.S., is that these instruments really serve to bridge the gap between what is traditionally happening in classroom music with ORF instruments, again, recorder, maybe ukulele, right? But this is allowing access to some more of an ensemble sort of instrumentation in the elementary music classroom, but also getting the children used to the idea of instruments where you produce the tone with a reed or with a flute lip plate or that kind of thing. So now when they're recruiting for the school band, the student recognizes what they're being asked to do. And they maybe think, oh, that was fun. I liked playing the dude or the toot, on those Nuvo instruments. So maybe now I want to continue into school band. So it's definitely helping with recruiting for school band programs as well.
Okay, very interesting. So, and you have also something looks like a saxophone.
Correct. The first version of that. This one's almost more like a clarinet. This is the Dude. The Dude is a single reed instrument. Comes with a plastic reed. Again, really easy to clean, easy to maintain. Silicone sort of ligature on there, right? So easy for a student to deal with. All of these instruments have a lot of replacement parts that come with them. When you buy a classroom set, they come with a replacement part kit. Easy to swap things out, easy to maintain. But now you're taking that recorder fingering and applying it to tone production with a single reed. So now we're starting to move into other areas of wind instruments, all still kind of based off of some of that conventional recorder technique.
So the other instruments, is this a trumpet?
So yes, that is the J horn, right? The J horn is kind of the introduction to playing a brass instrument. It comes with a mouthpiece. It's a plastic mouthpiece again, but it has different silicone cups that you can interchange into the mouthpiece. One is more a cup size that's closer to a trumpet, and one that's more like a baritone or a trombone. So again, you're taking that student and giving them the opportunity to experience a few different things, and they may find that they have an affinity or a preference that leads them towards, after this, I want to join school band and play trombone, or I want to play trumpet because I liked when I played on my J horn and used that mouthpiece, right? So other interesting thing about this one is that you're into 3 valves now, and you're learning kind of valves, and you're buzzing on the mouthpiece to create a traditional brass instrument sound. It comes with slides that allow this to be either keyed in C or B flat. So C will make it play well with these other instruments that are all in the key of C with recorder fingerings and those kinds of things. But then the B flat slides take you that next step towards, a trumpet, or a baritone where you're playing in B flat. So now you're learning the fingerings that will actually apply to that school band instrument later on. And that allows this instrument to continue to pair with some of these other step-up woodwind instruments that we'll talk about here in a moment. Just very quickly, we'll talk about the J flute and the clarineo. These instruments are now a step towards the big brother instruments, right? This is a step closer to flute, but it has kind of a looped head joint. So again, it's shorter, easier for a smaller student, a younger student to handle. But the key work is now more like a conventional flute. In fact, it even has things you can remove, so it's more of an open hole experience. This is more like a conventional clarinet at this point, and we get into the traditional keys for those instruments as well. So there's a couple of different steps along that path if the time that the teacher has and the curriculum allows for them to get that much closer to band. Again, that just gets that student that much more excited about actually playing flute or clarinet or something like that.
Perfect. Chris, there is also a book which you mentioned. For whom is this book?
So there is actually a whole set of curriculum that goes along with these instruments. If it's employed by a program or a school district or that kind of thing, the WinStars methods allow you to walk through all of this. There's actually several different levels to it that allow you to use various instrumentation of these instruments. There are classroom sets that you can purchase where you get multiples of different instruments. There are these great kits of repair parts that come with or can be purchased separately. Also that it's a very easy plug and play for a school music program.
Thank you so much. Please check the hashtag ThoNAMM26. See you soon. Bye-bye.